Today on College Talk TV, we are talking about gossip. Yep, we are going there, and this is an episode you'll be talking about with all of your friends.
Hi, my name is Valerie Stute with College Talk TV and Smartte, where we talk about relevant issues for college women today. We're in the Huizenga School of Business at Nova Southeastern University in Davie, Florida. For this topic, we are going to be talking about gossip and bullying, so get ready, it's going to be an amazing episode. To join us today, we have expert Dr. Lori Eichel. Very welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
I am a licensed psychologist in the state of Florida. And I also hold a couple of positions at Nova Southeastern University. I'm a core adjunct faculty professor and an associate lecturer. I have a private practice in East Fort Lauderdale.
Wonderful, thank you. And also on our panel, we have 5 outstanding college women here with us today from South Florida. So ladies, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Florida Atlantic University.
Hi, I'm Angela from Florida Atlantic University.
Hi, I'm Christine from Florida Atlantic University.
Hi, I'm Jessie from Nova Southeastern University.
Hi, I'm Vanessa from Nova Southeastern University.
All right, thank you ladies for everybody being here. So let's get started. Our topic today, yes, is gossip and bullying. And yes, it's going to affect every single one of us at some point in our lives. So Christina, can you go ahead and get us started and define what gossip and bullying are and the correlation between the two, if there is any?
Well, gossiping is basically talking bad about somebody or just talking about things that are happening in their lives without, behind their backs. And bullying is how you're tormenting a person. You're constantly finding ways to pick on them, or either personally or online. And the correlation between the two of them is that gossiping is a form of bullying. And people kind of try to keep it separately, but it really is bullying if you think about it. You see it in the magazines, how people are constantly talking about celebrities and oh, they did this, they got plastic surgery or whatever. And it's something that we see in the media in our daily lives. So I think that's why people gossip and they think it's all right.
Yeah, and right now with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of these different social networking sites, it makes it so much more easier for girls to, bully each other, especially through the cyber network. And it's easier for them to bully through these networks is because they don't have to show their face. They don't have to do this one-on-one intimidation, and it makes it easier for them to do this. And it's quite sad to say that Facebook and Twitter, something used for a positive interaction, has been used in such a negative way.
Right.
It's really, really sad.
Angela, can you tell us, why do you think people gossip? I mean, why do we do it? Everybody does it.
I think a lot of it is from insecurities. That maybe they're insecure within themselves, or they could be influenced by other people they're hanging out with. Maybe if they're around negative influences. So.
And I think that's a really good point, that if you find yourself gossiping a lot, I think that you should maybe do some reflection or evaluate yourself and see what is it that I'm missing from my life that I feel I need to tear other people down in order to feel better about myself and bring myself up.
So that's a great point, but I got a question. Is there good gossip and bad gossip, or is just gossip bad all the way around?
I feel gossiping is always bad. I mean, if you're talking positively about someone, I wouldn't call that gossiping.
So it's current events.
Current events, yeah.
It's not gossip.
Positive. Saying good things like you talk good about your friends, I think that's okay. Mm-hmm. But if you're bashing someone, that's, gossiping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with gossiping, the biggest thing is you're intentionally trying to hurt the person.
So gossiping, no matter what, is negative.
Yeah, it's negative. Yeah. It's with the goal of hurting that person or making them feel in a negative way.
Or telling other people about it, not necessarily attacking them directly, but being oh, well, look at her, look at what she wore.
Yeah.
Just to get it off of your system, I guess.
Yeah, and that happens more commonly talking to someone else about it instead of directly with that person.
Okay, would you call it gossiping if you said something negative to somebody's face and then said, oh, I told her this already, so I can tell you? Is that okay?
That's bullying.
Yeah, well.
Because you've all said that gossip is something that you do behind somebody's back. So what if you said, oh, I already told her I didn't like her dress, so I'm telling you I thought her dress was ugly too?
Well, I think that's just
It's
mean.
still-
You're mean.
That tearing that
Yeah.
person down.
Right,
You're
it's still bad.
It's
Intentionally,
bullying.
yeah.
It's not gossiping. It's bullying.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that
think-
can be the big difference between the two. Bullying is more directly trying to hurt the person, whereas gossip is more going around their back and getting other people against them and along those lines somewhere.
Okay. Sarah, can you go ahead and talk about cyberbullying? I know it's something that is really big on high school campuses and college campuses. I mean, is it something that you guys deal with on a daily basis?
I think a big thing with cyberbullying is it's come to people will post statuses on Facebook about other people and like not necessarily stating their name, but basically stating what the situation is, what they did to them, how they harmed them in any way, or like just bad things about people. And it's like they're obviously still going to see it, and I think it's just like I think it's a really negative way of trying to get a point across to somebody. And I feel like people don't really understand cyberbullying so much. I feel like they don't understand the negative side effects of it. They think it's okay because everyone else does it. I don't think it occurs so much in college as people are posting things about other people, like bullying them so much, but I feel like they state a lot about like their how someone's affecting them on their Facebook, which still isn't necessarily right.
Okay, this question is for the whole panel. How often do you think people really are affected by cyberbullying? Is it weekly? Is it maybe once a month? Does it happen a lot? I mean, and is Facebook really the primary source of it, or are there other sources?
I believe YouTube is a big source of
YouTube?
cyberbullying. Yeah, and YouTube.
I definitely agree with that too, because on YouTube, people are putting themselves out there. They're doing these videos and showing their talents or discussing certain things, and they're definitely getting attention by, showing their face. So I believe they definitely get a lot of negative attention on YouTube.
I think most of the comments on YouTube are always negative.
Exactly.
Always.
And yeah, it's really, I go on YouTube constantly. I'm
Right.
really like a YouTube addict on YouTube. And you scroll on the comments and you see such negative comments that are irrelevant to the video. And it's why do you need to say these things?
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
It's a really good question. Why do you think people do say it?
I think it's the person being bullied or cyberbullied needs to realize it's less about them and it's more about the person bullying them. It's showing the character of the person bullying them. Obviously, that bully has some insecurity that they need to take the attention on the victim and point out flaws or supposable flaws on that victim.
Right.
So,
And the person writing those negative comments, they're probably thinking, oh, like I can like destroy this person's like self-esteem, and it's just terrible to think that they have to do that to make themselves feel better. And I don't know why, like it's harder to control that on YouTube, but at least on Facebook, you should, if you feel like you're being cyberbullied, just unfriend the person. You don't have to give them that fuel, that like don't allow them to do that to you.
Right.
Just cut them out of your life completely, because they're not making you a better person. They're not helping you improve as a person overall. So I would just cut them out.
Right. Ladies, that was a great discussion. You know what? I know we can go on probably twice as long with this, but we need to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some solutions. So stay tuned.
Have you ever felt like you weren't pretty enough?
Yes, I have. Have you ever felt the pressure to be skinny?
Yeah, I felt that way too.
Did you know that almost 95% of all women worry about their appearance on a daily basis?
I believe it. It's nice to know that we're not alone. With all today's unhealthy thoughts and images from today's social role models, it's no wonder we feel this way.
It seems like our society judges a woman's success just by what they look like. No wonder why, with today's social role models who are famous for nothing and just selling being pretty.
You know what? Enough is enough. It's time for a change. Have you heard of Smartte?
Yes, I have. I believe we can provide better role models and a better future for women all across America. And it's starting with the Smartte Movement, which is going on in all campuses today.
With Smartte, we can redefine success as having a great education, being healthy, not just skinny, having strong values, and contributing to our communities.
It's time for all of us to get together and make our future better. We believe we can do this, but we need you to be the change. If you're an outstanding college woman and want to make a difference by being a smart role model, apply to IamSmart.com.
welcome back to College Talk TV. Today, my special guest is Dr. Lori, as well as we have our amazing panel of college women, and we are talking about gossip and bullying. And to recap our first segment, our ladies defined pretty much a couple issues that are going on. And the first one, that basically gossip and bullying are pretty much the same thing. And it's never positive to gossip, it's always a negative. We also talked about cyberbullying, how it's happening on a regular basis, primarily on YouTube, which I found to be very surprising. You know what, so let's find some solutions, and Dr. Lori is going to help us with that.
A lot of great insights. It's really important to recognize, first and foremost, what gossip and bullying are, that they are incredibly negative behaviors. Even though gossiping isn't always directly in person, it is still very negative and can still be incredibly harmful. I mean, it spreads negativity, you know. So recognizing that it's not a positive, and that if we're engaging in it, then we're kind of perpetuating the very thing that we say that we don't like. If we buy magazines, gossip magazines, if we are reading the stuff on YouTube and laughing and posting to it, that we're participating in that very thing. We also want to make sure that maybe we turn things around by acting in a more positive way. So when we see negative things posted, you know, one of the things that we can do is we can post something that's positive. You know, we do the opposite rather than even ignoring it. You know, acting, kind of counteracting, you know, in a different way. So post something positive, befriend someone who's being bullied. When someone comes up to you and they start to gossip about another person, you can say something positive about that person. You can make a positive statement, you know, and sometimes that lets the person kind of know, oh, you know, wow, maybe that was negative, what I said, because I think that we can all fall victim to it, and we don't realize that we're doing it. You know, we engage in it, but we're not consciously, we're not saying, oh, you know, I'm going to be negative, or I'm going to gossip about someone, or I'm going to be hurtful. It just kind of happens on autopilot. So if we can help build awareness by saying to someone a positive statement, then that person is forced to kind of recognize that maybe their statement wasn't so positive.
Wonderful. Also, another thing to remember when we talk about gossip and bullying, as a society, we basically have an agreement that if somebody gossips to you, you listen. Wouldn't it be great if we said, you know what, the new rule is if somebody starts gossiping, saying, you know what, I don't want to hear it. You know, I appreciate you wanting to talk to me, but we need to change the subject, because if we stop listening to the gossip, it's going to stop. Also, I think if, as a society, we agree that we redefine what a bully is, and that basically recognizing that, you know what, they are insecure. So, for example, if I talked about somebody's cellulite, that means, you know what, I'm insecure about my own. So maybe if we understand that that's why I'm saying it, the bullies will stop, because it's not the effect that they want in the behavior. We want to make sure we build them up. And from now on, let's talk about people, you know what, in a positive light. And if you're something insecure about it, talk to me about that, and let's help each other instead of bringing somebody else down. You know what, these are some really great solutions, so let's put them into action with some homework from Dr. Lori.
So a couple of things that you can do to start putting changes in action. Number one, don't participate in gossip or bullying, and do the opposite. Post positives on the internet. Say positive things when someone comes up to you and starts gossiping about another person. This will at least let the person know that maybe it'll tune them in that they're saying something that's a little bit negative, and it will bring about awareness, and it'll also spread positivity. Social support is key if you're being bullied, so positive is key.
I have a question. So if I were to post a positive comment on, let's say, YouTube, and that person responds with a negative comment, how do I deal with that situation? Because now I'm stuck in the same vicious cycle I was trying to get out of.
It's a great question. Because when someone responds negatively to you, it may prompt you to then, again, get angry and respond negatively. And then what would happen is you're kind of participating in the very thing that you say that you don't like, which is kind of spreading negativity. So when someone says something that's negative, take that negative energy that it kind of evokes in us and turn it around to a positive. So again, have compassion for the person doing the bullying. A lot of times people have their own negative things that they're dealing with, and so that's why they're participating in the problem. So, respond with a compassionate response. Say, I'm sorry you feel that way. I like you. The second thing that you can do is, this is a common thing in some of the therapy practices, is keeping a judgment record. You can keep it throughout the day or do it at the end of the day, but keep a log of the judgments that you make throughout the day and then counterbalance it with positive thoughts. It kind of trains your brain to stop thinking negatively and to start thinking more positively.
As always, this has been a great discussion, and I'd like to say thank you so much to our amazing panel, Dr. Lori, and our outstanding college women. Thank you so much for being here, and hopefully this information will be helpful to so many thousands of women across America. For more information on College Talk TV and more current information, check out our website at iamsmart.com, as well as our YouTube channel, I Am Smart. Thank you for joining us today, and as always, live life smart.